Good morning, students. In continuation to the chapter, the cell, we have already gone through the fourth part, where some practical approach to observe the cells of plant cell as well as the animal cell. I have discussed over there how to prepare the temporary mount and how to observe a few of the contents of the cell under the low magnification and the high magnification of the microscope. Thereby you would have observed that in plant cell wall, cytoplasm, nucleus and the intact cell membrane along with the cell wall was visible, while in case of animal cell membrane, cytoplasm and the nucleus were visible. Now today we are going to discuss about the different cell organelles which perform exclusive function of the cell. So prior to that we will talk about the cytoplasm. In the third part, I have discussed about the cytoplasm, that cytoplasm is the jelly-like structure enclosed within the cell membrane in which the cell organelles including nucleus, they float into it, that it holds it, and the 70% of the cytoplasm is water. Now what is the utility of water into the cytoplasm? Because during the life process being carried out by the cells, all the chemical reactions, they take place into the aqueous medium, that is the medium made of water. So all the biochemical reactions, rather more precisely you can call it, they are taking place in the aqueous medium. So cytoplasm is the site of all the biochemical reactions. So it is the site of all biochemical reactions within the cell. Because in the life process, what is happening, that is biochemical reactions are taking place, the chemical reactions since occurring into the living being, so we call it biochemical reactions, and these are being carried out in the aqueous medium. So cytoplasm provides the site for this purpose. Now we will talk about the different cell organelles. More importantly, that is whatever biochemical reactions are going on within the cell, they all require energy, and for the purpose of providing energy, the cells are having a very vital cell organelle called mitochondria. Mitochondria are also, this is known as powerhouse of the cell, because the energy in the form of ATP. ATP means adenosine phosphate, where it is written as A, B, P, P, triphosphate. See the machine? Phosphorus, 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 that is inorganic phosphorus. They are being added, and these are the chemical bonds. When these bonds break up, say this is broken up, so this forms ADP diphosphate plus Pi plus energy, and this energy is being utilized for the purpose of various biochemical reactions. So this ADP again combines with this inorganic phosphate, forming this bond, and energy remains stored in this bond, that is attachment, what we can call it. And regarding this in detail study, you will have the idea in the higher classes. Right now I am giving you a short description of this one. So ADP, by combining inorganic phosphate, that involves energy over here, and when this is broken down, the energy is given away for the purpose of carrying out the different life processes. So this thing, formation of ATP and storage, that takes place within the mitochondria. So mitochondria ultimately provides the energy to the cell, so that's why it is called the powerhouse of the cell. Regarding the structure of the mitochondria, like this way, and when oxygen reach into the mitochondria by the process of respiration, and inside the mitochondria the glucose molecules ultimately broken down into carbon dioxide and water, and energy is released, and that energy combines with ADP and the phosphorus to form ATP, and that way this ATP remains stored into it. Whenever required, that ATP provides the required form of energy for the purpose of various life processes and the function of the cell. So mitochondria are very important in the sense that it is the storage and providing the energy to the cell. That's why this is also known as the powerhouse of the cell. This question is always asked in the examinations and all. Why is mitochondria called powerhouse of the cell? So this will be your answer, what I have already explained. Ribosomes. Now all the living beings, for the purpose of growth and development, when in case of multicellular organisms new cells have to be formed which are getting damaged, or for the purpose of growth new cells are required. Also in case of unicellular organism, when the cell reproduce to give rise to new cell, naturally for that purpose also what is most importantly required, that is the proteins. Specialized proteins are required, and these proteins, they are synthesized into the ribosomes. So ribosomes are the sites of protein synthesis. So whatever required proteins are there, they are synthesized in the ribosomes by using amino acids which are obtained by the digestion of the protein, and some proteins already some amino acids already remain into the cell. So by combining those synthetic processes there, the required proteins are being formed from the side of protein synthesis. Remember, ribosomes, these are the smallest cell organelles. These are the smallest cell organelles, and these are formed in the nucleus of the cell, and they are being released into the cytoplasm, where some are free floating and some are attached to endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum are basically the vessels where these ribosomes they remain attached and proteins formed are passed to the endoplasmic reticulum, from where they are transported to the other sites for the different purposes. So endoplasmic reticulum basically are of two types. We call it a smooth endoplasmic reticulum, and another one is a rough endoplasmic reticulum known as. So I will give you the idea about the endoplasmic reticulum. After this, so these are the about the ribosomes, the sites of protein synthesis. These are the smallest cell organelles. These are formed in the nucleus of the cell. Then some are free floating, some are attached to the endoplasmic reticulum. So now this term has come, this organelle. Let us talk about the endoplasmic reticulum. Now before I talk about the endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes are simply shown within the cell like this way, small structures, or if it is attached to the endoplasmic reticulum, they remain this way. These are the vesicles. Attached like this. Short is written as ER. Now this is of two types. We call it RER and SER. RER means rough endoplasmic reticulum, while it is called a smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Now both have got the specific role within the cell, both are formed into the cells. Rough endoplasmic reticulum is rough because of the attachment of the ribosomes over it. That gives the roughness to this endoplasmic reticulum. So they are called the rough endoplasmic reticulum. This is because of attachment of ribosomes. Obviously, ribosomes, as I told you, that is the site of protein synthesis, and these proteins form. They are passed to these tubules, because the ER is a tube-like structure where this is passed in the tubes, and through the tubes this is transported to the different parts of the cell. So obviously we can RER is the storage as well as transportation of the protein. That is the sites of storage and protein within the cell. On the other hand, ACR is having another very important role for the cell, that is it helps in detoxification of the cell. Now, what does it mean by detoxification? Toxins are the unwanted poisonous substances which are the products formed after the metabolic activity. Metabolic activity means the chemical reaction that is happening within the cell. So those are all known as the metabolic activity. So during the metabolic activity, many toxic substances, harmful substances are formed which are needed to be removed from the cell. As I told you, endoplasmic reticulum is a pipeline structure which helps with the transportation. So obviously these toxic substances are removed from the cell, and in which SER is having the very important role. For example, when there is synthesis of the protein, during that process ammonia is being given away, and this ammonia is highly toxic for the cells which are not needed within the cell, and they are needed to be removed from the cell. So that's why ACR plays a very important role within the cell. Now, here I told you there is transportation of the protein. Now, where does it get transported? These proteins are formed. Where does it get transported? So, these proteins are transported into the other cell organelles where wear and tears are there. They are needed to be repaired. Also, the preparation for the new cells, proteins are required. So, these are being transported wherever it is required. So, let us conclude today till this part endoplasmic reticulum. Few more organelles we will be discussing in our next class, like Golgi bodies, lysosomes, then plastids, and in the last we will talk about the nucleus, what is known as brain of the cell. So these parts gradually, of course, many things what I am discussing right now may not be given into your NCERT contents. However, I am giving you the idea because these things once again you have to learn in the class 9 further in class 11, those who will opt biology. So these ideas, this knowledge will help you out to understand the chapters well in your next classes. So go through the contents, whatever is being given very carefully and try to understand this. And if you get or you are having any query or the question, you can send your queries onto my WhatsApp number, that is 75420 27 894 or my normal WhatsApp number 94309 You can send your queries either the two numbers. Preferably you send on this number because no unwanted messages come over here. So only this is exclusively for you people for your queries. And after the queries will be collected, the common queries will be answered as a whole, or individual queries also will be answered. Those who are just asking questions, I am trying to give them the answers. So don't forget to send your queries if any. So thank you for today. In the next class we will be talking about the other cell organelles. So thank you. Have a nice day.